Vaporwave, pastel checkerboards, classical statue JPGs with tiny glitches, Japanese Kana overlays, and VHS-style scan lines make up the basic mood board. The look took shape on Tumblr and forums in 2011, where producers slowed mall and elevator songs, sampled 80s funk, and looped the tracks over animated GIF slideshows. Software box graphics from the early Windows era and low-bit gradients fill every frame. Even now it shows up on playlist covers, thrift store tees, and TikTok edits whenever a post needs a quick hit of early internet nostalgia. Synthwave, neon purple horizons, a hot pink sun, wireframe roads, and an 80s sports car silhouette define the palette. The aesthetic grew in the mid-2000s alongside electronic acts such as Kavinsky and video games like Hotline Miami, all of them borrowing from 80s film soundtracks and arcade graphics. Key visuals include grid patterns, chrome logos, and faint VHS tracking lines. Today, the style covers album art, hoodie prints, and the endless late-night drive mixes on YouTube. Seapunk. Teal ocean waves, dolphins, and 3D seashells appear in bright, looping visuals. It started in 2011 on Tumblr as a playful tag and soon spread to DJs who used it in their music sets and visuals. Even some pop stars, like Rihanna, picked up the bright turquoise style for their performances. Cheap 3D renders, bubble textures, and rave lighting keep the mood playful and slightly surreal. It's cyber beach culture that cares more about splashy color than realism. Future funk. Bright disco spotlights, looping anime dancers, and rainbow confetti sit on top of chopped-up Japanese city pop tracks. The genre spun out of vaporwave, but trades slow melancholy for danceable beats and glossy visuals. Purples, pinks, and mirror ball reflections dominate thumbnails and DJ stream overlays. It's the internet's happiest time machine party, running 24/7 on YouTube radio channels and festival stages. Sovietwave. Cosmonaut helmets, grainy CRT footage, Red Star logos, and 80s concrete housing blocks replace Miami neon while synths hum underneath. Russian and Ukrainian creators started posting the style in 2010, sampling Soviet public service films and late Cold War pop tracks. The color scheme stays muted, pale blues, dusty reds, and gray concrete to capture a future that never quite arrived. Glitchcore. Flashing RGB splits, pixel smear, and oversaturated rainbows turn screen errors into decoration. TikTok edits in 2020 blended these visuals with hyperpop music and anime stills, making glitches feel intentional rather than broken. Elements like datamosh frames, scrolling error boxes, and rapid strobe text push the eyes into overload. The louder the distortion, the closer it gets to the core look. Weirdcore. Low-resolution hallway photos, harsh flash, and simple MS Paint captions combine to make a friendly yet uneasy scene. The aesthetic copies the feel of late 90s web images, heavy compression, off-center shots, and muted colors. Its goal is mild disorientation, the sense that the image is familiar but not quite right. Anyone can build it with free stock photos and basic editors, so it spreads quickly on TikTok and Instagram. Dreamcore. Pastel clouds, floating doors, and oversized plush toys soften Weirdcore's unease into something more comforting. Light film grain, gentle vignettes, and echoing synth pads aim for the half-awake feeling just after a dream ends. Scenes are surreal but never threatening, using soft colors and slow motion to stay cozy. The tag often pairs with lo-fi beats and ASMR videos to keep the vibe calm. Liminal Space. Photographs show empty shopping malls, school corridors during summer break, or 24-hour laundromats at dawn, places between uses. Cool fluorescent lights, 90s patterned carpet, and total absence of people trigger a subtle something's off reaction. The style is easy to shoot, so community feeds fill with fresh examples every day. It has become shorthand for the drifting mood of being the last person awake in a public place. Analog horror, VHS grain, warped public access cartoons, emergency alert system beeps, and jumpy title cards recreate late 20th century broadcast glitches. Creators either film on real camcorders or layer digital footage with static, tracking errors, and color bleed. Short clips hint at unseen threats through distorted audio and redacted text. The low-budget look is a feature, not a bug. It makes the warning feel like something taped over long ago. Y2K Futurism. Chrome spheres, bubble fonts, icy blues, and glossy white plastics filled ads and CD art from about 1997 to 2004. Designers believed the new millennium would be smooth, aerodynamic, and slightly metallic, so everything from sneakers to desktop themes carried that shine. Flip phones, curved sunglasses, and 3D text renders still bring the look back on TikTok nostalgia edits. The palette leans heavy on silver, blue, and high-contrast orange. Frutiger Aero. Sky blue gradients, floating bubbles, lens flares, and the Frutiger typeface defined tech marketing between 2004 and 2013. It bridged the loud chrome of Y2K and the flat minimalism that followed, showing up in Windows Vista, promos, airline ads, and Web 2.0 icons. Glass buttons, water drops, and photos of nature under clear skies gave this style a clean and polished feel that became instantly recognizable. Flat design. After smartphones shrank screen space, designers dropped textures and shadows in favor of solid color blocks, crisp outlines, and large icons. Microsoft's Metro UI kicked it off, and iOS 7 cemented the trend in 2013. The style speeds up load times and keeps interfaces readable in sunlight. A decade later, it still sets the baseline for most app logos and dashboard layouts. Corporate Memphis. Vector characters with bendy limbs, flat primary colors, and blank smiles populate tech landing pages and fintech ads. The art is easy to scale, quick to animate, and free of any specific culture, making it perfect for global marketing. Critics call it bland, but brands keep using it because it feels cheerful and non-threatening. You'll spot it in onboarding slides, HR posters, and startup pitch decks. Skeuomorphism. Interface buttons, switches, and dials designed to look like real-world objects, leather, paper, metal, define the look of skeuomorphism. Popular in the early days of smartphone apps, it gave users a sense of comfort and familiarity by making screens feel like something you could touch and use, like a notepad app that looked like a yellow legal pad. This design style faded around 2013 as flat design took over, but it still pops up in retro apps and digital planners where designers want things to feel personal and lifelike. Glassmorphism. Semi-transparent panels blur whatever sits behind them and add a subtle glow, floating over pastel gradients or desktop photos. Borrowed from Windows Vista's Aero Glass and revived in macOS Big Sur and Windows 11, the effect gives depth without heavy textures. Soft edges, light drop shadows, and bright accent strokes complete the kit. It has become the go-to way to suggest clean, modern UI in tech mockups. Solarpunk. Bright murals of solar roofs, vertical gardens, and Art Nouveau wind turbines show a future built on renewable energy and community repair. Hand-painted signs, recycled fabrics, and open-source tech underline its do-it-yourself optimism. Illustrations favor warm greens and yellows, clear skies, and plenty of plant life wrapping high-tech structures. The tag champions hopeful, localized solutions rather than corporate mega projects. Lunarpunk. Moonlit paths, bioluminescent mushrooms, and deep purple cloaks shift Solarpunk's optimism to nighttime. Imagery blends witchcraft symbols, off-grid encryption culture, and soft glows that mimic fireflies or LED moss. Community focus is smaller and more introspective, with art stressing personal ritual and quiet resilience. The palette stays dark but vibrant, favoring indigo, violet, and soft teal highlights. Cyberpunk. Rain-slick streets lit by neon kanji signs, chrome prosthetic limbs, and sky-high billboards advertise a future run by corporations. The theme pairs advanced tech with marginalized lives. Visual staples include hologram ads, cramped alleyways, and a permanent layer of urban grime. From Blade Runner to Cyberpunk 2077, it remains shorthand for tech anxiety and underground rebellion. Thanks for watching. There are literally thousands of aesthetics out there, so let me know in the comments which ones I missed. Maybe I'll do a part 2. Like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on new videos and help get this video seen. And a special thanks to our newest member. Your support means so much and helps me bring you more content.